All right, let's take you back to the Mandela Park Stadium in Khayelitsha, where the ANC is holding its 113th anniversary celebrations today. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo joins us now live from there. Good morning once again, Juniour. I see the stadium is slowly but surely filling up.
Indeed, Masichaba, the stadium is slowly but surely filling up right now. We've seen a lot of the supporters of the ANC making their way very early into the stadium, basically to hear the president of the ANC making that, delivering the ANC's January 8th statement, where he is expected basically to outline the plan of the ANC in 2025 and basically encourage the party's supporters, especially after that electoral performance last year where the ANC didn't perform up to standard. So we do expect it to start filling up. Right now it's about a third full when it comes to the number of people that are expected to be here, but there's also an overflow area where the ANC also expects there's over 22,000 individuals to make their way into this place. But I'm going to be joined now by the ANC national spokesperson, Mahlengi Bhengu-Motsiri, just to speak to us about these festivities of the ANC. The ANC, since Mahlengi turned 113 on Wednesday. When the party turned 113, the president spoke about there being two distinct periods within the ANC. He said 82 years of fighting for democracy and then another 31 years of basically being in power but still fighting for that economic emancipation that still remains elusive. What are the thoughts, what are your thoughts as the ANC about celebrating this 113 years and the achievements of the ANC?
Well, I mean, the characterization by the president, Juniour, is apt because, and yet, of course, these are interconnected. But the most significant thing for us is the fact that the struggle for national democracy is incomplete if it is not going hand in hand with the struggle for economic democracy. And I think that the ANC will be saying a lot today in the direction of ensuring that economic emancipation is realized. Because if we do so, then gone will be the days where you still have sewer spillage, will be the days where there's poor provision of basic services, because you remember the economy is supposed to assist with delivering better services and achieving a whole lot of other things that have got to be achieved. He's going to focus a lot on how are we going to address the challenges of the sluggish economy. And the people of the Western Cape, Khayelitsha in particular, are yearning to hear what the president is going to say in relation to the conditions that they face here on the ground on a day-to-day basis. Crime is one of the most important social ills that are facing the people of the Western Cape, including where we are. We've been to Delft, we've been to Philippi, we've been to so many parts of the Western Cape and of Cape Town, what we call the Dala Omar region of the ANC. We've seen for ourselves the state of helplessness in as far as crime fighting is concerned. We do have men and women in blue, some of whom are doing their utmost best, but the entire system is not working if we don't see an end to, or at least effective combating of crime in this area. So I think all of those important issues are going to be covered in the January 8th statement. The first January 8th statement was delivered in 1972. Back then it was a call to action. It was a call to make apartheid ungovernable. We are now in a different terrain. We have some levers to state power. We as the ANC have to demonstrate how we're going to renew ourselves in order to make full use of our presence within the state, our presence within government. We've got to be able to make it count for the people of South Africa. We cannot be proud to see conditions under which people live. If you look at the informal settlements around here in Cape Town, we cannot be proud with that particular situation. So what am I saying? I'm saying that today isn't just a birthday celebration, but more importantly, it's a moment of reflection about the South Africa we want versus the South Africa that we have, and how we get to the ideal South Africa that we want, where there is economic emancipation. So I think the rallying call for economic emancipation will be there. Important, though, would also be the rallying call for unity. The ANC was formed to unite Africans and black people in general. And the ANC was formed to achieve non-racialism. That clarion call for unity is more important today than it's ever been. And so we expect that the president will speak about that, because those will be some of the elements that hopefully the people of South Africa will be hearing about coming out of the January 8th statement. Of course, the president will also give us a sense about what's happening in the world, and our place in the world, and our place in the continent. He will also speak about some of the developments in social transformation, some of the developments in governance, and the need to stabilize government and to make sure that our constitutionalism and the system of constitutional democracy in South Africa, how do we make sure that it works for all and not just for some?
You spoke about that first January 8th statement that was delivered by the then president of the ANC, Oliver Reginald Tambo. The current president, delivered his first January 8th statement in 2018. And during that January 8th statement, he spoke about renewal. He spoke about changes needing to be made, especially when it comes to corruption among the ANC officials. Do you think that this still holds true even to this day? Because as much as he's been trying to preach this message of renewal and changing the ANC's own self and the individuals there, we've seen some of the ANC officials being arrested, especially last year, the Speaker of the National Assembly, as well as the former spokesperson of the ANC. Is it still necessary for him to drill down on this message of renewing itself?
No, absolutely. This is one of the aspects that I was really keen on touching on, about building the organization, building a strong organization on the foundations of a renewal movement, if you like, because it isn't just what the president says, it is what the ANC must say and must preach daily and must practice daily, and not just the president, but the entirety of the leadership and the membership of the ANC. We are comfortable with some of the green shoots we are seeing in the fight against corruption. I mean, we just look at 2024 alone, the SIU has been very busy, given the proclamations that the president has been signing, enabling the SIU to go and seize assets of people that have gotten those resources through ill-gotten means. We've seen people being charged and being forced to step aside. And so if a renewal isn't that part of that, I don't know what it is. We don't have any ANC leader that has been charged by the courts and have not been subjected to the step-aside policy. And of course, you cannot get people to step aside only on the basis of rumors. It's got to be something that has got to be tested. But we really are saying to our members, and we're saying to South Africans, the ANC is quite committed to renewing itself. Any process to renew will always also be having pockets of challenges. But we are determined to restore the ANC to its glory, to restore the ANC to that organization that people of South Africa, those that came before us as well, looked up to the ANC to lead the movement towards total liberation, including economic liberation.
Another thing, Sis Mahlengi, that threatens to divide the ANC right now is the decision by the ANC following that electoral decline last year to go into coalition with parties such as your Democratic Alliance as well as your Freedom Front Plus. We've seen some of the ANC leaders saying that that was a decision that was not advisable. We've also seen the alliance partner of the ANC, the SACP, threatening to go it alone and saying that they're going to contest the 2026 local government elections without the ANC. Do we expect the president to address the supporters and talk to them about that decision in particular of going into a GNU government with the Democratic Alliance as well as the Freedom Front Plus and not parties such as your EFF?
No, I'm certain that the statement should speak to that, because there are questions. South Africans want to know exactly what the line of march is and what the thinking of the ANC and what lies behind that thinking. In as far as how we see our participation and our leadership of the government of national unity, and what is the nature of our relationship with organizations that we are diametrically opposed to, either in ideological terms and in policy terms, such as the Democratic Alliance. We're not friends with the DA. We'll never be friends with the DA because we don't stand for the same things. But the people of South Africa, through the electoral outcome, wanted to see different parties working together. and they wanted us to put aside our differences in the interest of building a nation and unifying our people. We had to do that. We are not in a comfortable space in the government of national unity. It's not ideal, certainly having to work with parties such as the Democratic Alliance, which represent nothing that we represent and what we stand for. And so it's important to characterize that relationship and to then speak to the matter of the Communist Party. The Communist Party and the ANC and COSATU and SANCO are in an alliance. And we refer to it as a revolutionary alliance for a reason, because it was forged in struggle. And we are enjoined by common principles. And more than anything, those principles are about liberating our people, particularly the poorest of the poor and the working class. That joins us to a common struggle. Whether the party decides to go and contest the election, which it is entitled to a decision where they decide to take it, to go and contest an election, they are a political party. They are the only ones who are a political party other than the ANC in the alliance. And so they do have that right. What the implications of that decision, which is no longer a threat now, Junior, it is a decision. What the implications of that decision on how we mobilize on the ground and we build our relationship on the ground is the detail that will be hashed out in a bilateral that is upcoming with the South African Communist Party. We can't say we're not concerned about that decision as the African National Congress. It will be naive to suggest that we are not, and it will be unfair to the people of South Africa to suggest that we are not concerned about the practical implications of that decision. But it is important to underscore the point that the party and the ANC continue to enjoy a strong relationship that was forged in battle. And that relationship is not going to fall apart simply because the party has taken a decision of this nature. Like many other things where we've had policy differences or thought processes that are different between us and the party over the many years that we've been in an alliance, these again will be subjected to a robust conversation and we'll walk away united as comrades.
Speaking about walking away united as comrades with the SACP, they are expected to deliver a message of support. We have an understanding that the General Secretary, Solima Paila, might not be coming. Does the ANC consider that as a snubbing by the General Secretary of the SACP, or have they given an explanation why he might not be coming here today?
No, yes, definitely. It's absolutely no snubbing. The Deputy National Chair of the party will be on hand to deliver the message of the Communist Party, Comrade Thulas Nxesi. Comrade Soli did transmit his apology already when the President went to Avalon on the occasion of the commemoration of the 30th anniversary, Comrade Joe Slovo. Even already then, he did indicate that apology. He is in Venezuela, inauguration of one of the left-wing presidents that have a very strong relationship with the party and the progressive forces in South Africa. So it is well received, it's well understood.
And today, the program itself, when do we expect it to start? Do you expect it to start on time? And when do we expect the President to finally deliver that ANC January 8 statement?
Certainly, as you can see, that we are definitely doing well, even better than expected. It's very early now. I think it's about 8 o'clock already. You can see that we are having, you just said almost a third, and people are just walking in. And so we're still waiting for transport. We are absolutely sure that at 11 o'clock, the President will be speaking, which is what we are aiming for, so that we finish on time, people are able to travel back home on time, and also that we take care of the elderly, persons with disabilities, and not keep them in this place for too long.
Thank you so much. That is the ANC national spokesperson, Mahlengi Bhengu-Motsiri there. Masichaba, just speaking about some of what the individuals that are going to be here in the stadium can expect to hear from the president of the ANC as he delivers that January 8 statement, but also confirming there that the SACP General Secretary Solima Paila is not going to be attending these events. She says that it is not because he is snubbing the party as they are going through these tough times with the SACP. But the national chairperson of the SACP Thulas Nxesi is actually going to be here delivering that message of support by the SACP to the ANC before the president of the ANC then delivers that January 8th statement, Masichaba.